In this video, what I want to do is I want to talk about the interior truss bracing, where to find it and how to install it, and maybe give you a visual of what it looks like in a 3D model. Here we have a set of plans. Here is a B5 truss in this particular set of plans. And right here is what we're talking about. The interior web gets structurally braced with a brace, which would be a 2x4 right there. And on this truss, on this B5 truss, also here, and one there, and one there, and one here. On another truss in this particular truss plan, you'll see that there's one here, and it looks like there's one there. So a little bit less. This will be for all the B3s, and so on. B4, this one, and that one looks like about the same. So when you look at it as a 3D visual, these trusses have been flown and have the temporary bracing on, but that isn't what we're talking about. That gets removed. What we're talking about is here, as a visual, there would be like a 16-foot 2x4 that'll go in the middle of the webbing, according to what the plan says, and also with just two framing nails to attach it on each truss. The other thing I wanted to bring up in this video was truss blocks and the structure that gets put at the edge of the house. These are the truss blocks. They're a foot tall. They're at the heel of the truss. You can see that they go all the way to the roof deck and have been put flush with the outside of the house. The fourth one is skipped, and there's a reason for that. There needs to be some ventilation from the soffit through to the attic so that the attic has fresh air from the outside, and that happens through the soffit. With this all the way to the roof deck, that air can't flow. So what we do is we leave one out. Not necessarily leave one out per se, just leave one down. So this can be filled in with like a 2x10 or something other than full height block so that the air can go through. If I was to put the insulation as a visual in the attic, you can see that it is higher than the blocking is. So there's that need for the insulation. The insulators will come and put a piece of cardboard that will frame that out so that there will be a gap for airflow. It's not a very big airflow, but it's enough for the ventilation that we need. So if you were to look at the front, maybe if there was, notice how these ones are bigger than the regular truss blocks. If, for example, these truss blocks are still under the height of the insulation, you'll need to do the same where you create a smaller truss block to allow for the airflow. But for example, on the larger truss blocks, if they are above the height of the insulation, which is about 14 inches, they are not needed to be skipped. They have that airflow already because they're taller than the insulation. So you're going to want to put all of these in and have those intact. And that's it for the interior bracing of the trusses.